To North London and Damesh Eberechi Eze, I should say, a wanted man by North London.
Certainly is. We brought you the news earlier on this week that Arsenal were exploring the conditions of a deal potentially for Eberechi Eze. They continue to explore those conditions. He is now emerging, we think, as a big target for Arsenal in this transfer window, and we think that's independent of any of their other potential recruitment in the forward areas, be it a striker or a winger or a number 10. Now, I'm also told today that Eberechi Eze would be open to a move to Arsenal. He's an ambitious footballer. He wants to play Champions League football. He's obviously an England international as well. We do know that Tottenham Hotspur have also been interested in Eze during this transfer window, but we think now that they are focusing on other targets for now.
Right.
And so Arsenal, I think, will look at Eze and think, do you know what, he could be perfect for the way we want to play.
Not cheap.
Of course he's not, and it's good that you mentioned that because it is a release clause situation we've got here. So it's £60 million, we think, which could rise to £68 million. Now, it's easy for a club just to say, yes, we'll meet that release clause. And the selling club, in inverted commas, can't do much about that. But sometimes, even with a release clause, you can have a situation where a club wants to negotiate on that release clause, in which case, in this case, if Arsenal were to do that, they would have to approach Crystal Palace and say, I know the release clause is this much, but we would like to pay this much, and this is how we'd like to pay it. And that's not necessarily to pay less than the release clause, because the 16 plus 8 is something that would almost be guaranteed to Crystal Palace.
Right.
Whereas if Arsenal went in and said, actually, we'd be willing to pay 70 to 75 for argument's sake, and people would say, why would you want to pay more than the release clause? It could be in exchange for favourable payment terms. So it could be the case that the release clause, you need to pay in 3 instalments, for example. But if Arsenal say to Crystal Palace, well, actually, we want to pay you a bit more, but we'll do it in 4 instalments, because we know that everyone is looking at their financial fair play and their profit and sustainability rules, and they are done on a 3-year rolling basis. So, look, Arsenal might say, yes, here is the release clause money, we're willing to pay it. Let's discuss this with Eberechi Eze and sort out the personal terms. We're quite a long way from that, admittedly, but it's clear that Eberechi Eze is definitely a player of interest for Arsenal.
So many details to iron out before the deal actually goes on, isn't it? OK, we mentioned Chelsea's business just a moment ago, but one of their forwards is actually interesting Arsenal, Mark.
Yeah, so Damesh mentioned Eberechi Eze as being probably the #1 target down that left-hand side, although they do have an extensive list of possible options. I'll just run you through them now because there are, well, I guess four possible options, really.
Okay.
We've spoken about one, the 3 others. They are ambitious. Nico Williams is obviously someone of interest. However, he's made it very clear that he wants to go to Barcelona. So the chances of him ending up in North London over the course of this summer, very, very slim. The other player, Rodrigo at Real Madrid, someone that's won everything, but comes with a very high price tag. We understand probably going to cost around 90 million to get Rodrigo out of Real Madrid over the course of this summer.